I'm happy to join with you today what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 50 years ago, a great American, in whose symbolic shadow we stand today, signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. But I say to you today, my friends, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are guaranteed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I have a dream that one day, on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama with its vicious racist, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, right there in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls will be able to sit down with little white boys and little white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and human dignity. I have a dream today that one day my 4 little children will be able to live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every high mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. This faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, "My country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America's to be a great nation, this must become true. And so, let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the hiding Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, Let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring. And when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring from every state and every city, from every village and every hamlet, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, be able to join hands and sing the words of that old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. New opportunities have opened within the last few years. This will be even greater. All over the United States and all over the world, doors have been opened that have been closed in the past. The great challenge that we face is to be ready to enter these doors when they open. Ralph Waldo Emerson said in a lecture back in 1871 that if a man can write a better book or preach a better sermon or make a better mousetrap than his neighbor, even if he builds his house in the woods, the world will make a beaten path to his door. This will become increasingly true. That means we're going to have to work hard. We're going to have to burn the midnight oil sometimes. We're going to have to take advantage of new opportunities, and we must set out to do our life's work so well that nobody could do it better. We must seek to do a good job. We must not seek merely to do a good Negro job. If you're setting out to be merely a good Negro doctor, or merely a good white lawyer, or an Asian preacher, or a Latin teacher, or a female barber, you've already flunked your matriculation exam for entrance into the University of Integration. We must get ready. We must set out to do a good job, and to do that job so well that the living, the dead, or the unborn couldn't do it better. As I've said so often, if it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, go on out and sweep streets like Michelangelo carved marble. Sweep streets like Raphael painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music and like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. This is it. You can't be a pine on the top of a hill, then be a shrub in the valley, but be the best little shrub on the side of the reel. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. You can't be a highway, just be a trail. You can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. You just be the best of whatever you are. Thank you.